Hello guys, welcome to Teach Together Try. Today your challenge is, here is your learning intention. Your learning intention is that you, the student, understands how to convert decimals, those little numbers that go 0.236 to thousandths. And when I talk about thousandths, I'm talking about a fractional thousandths, like a traditional fraction. For example, 0.399 equals 399 over 1,000. 399 over 1,000. And let's see how we're going to do that. Now, this is very important, the place value chart. I know you've seen this place value chart before. For example, you've got 3,621.496. And today we're really just going to be focusing on the unit places and the tenths and the hundredths and the thousandths. And of course, as soon as you go past this line here, you're really talking about fractional parts of a number. You're talking about parts of a whole, not wholes themselves. So here's our focus today. We'll be using the place value column, and if you don't know how the place value column works, I've made various videos on this. Please go and have a look at some of those. It's really important, a basic understanding of place value. Okay, and here we are in the teaching phase, and here's a number I've written for us, guys. The number is 0.257, and I want to show you how to represent that as a fraction, and I'm talking about as a thousandth fraction. So it's going to be an answer like this. It's going to be something over 1,000. And guys, as usual, because we're dealing with thousandths, okay, the key is going to be what is in the thousandths column. Because we're dealing with thousandths over here, what is in the thousandths column? And today, well, it's a 7. So we're going to have to build it up using the number that is in the thousandths column. So this time we've got a 7 here. So we put the 7 down. We're writing the number backwards, aren't we? Put the 7 down. Then we put the 5. And then we put the 2. So our answer is going to be 257 thousandths. Here we are, guys, still in the teaching phase, and again, let's look at this number. You've got 6 thousandths over here. You've got 2 hundredths. You've got 0 tenths. Well, as usual, because we're dealing with thousandths today, it's all about what is in the thousandths column. So we've got to build up from there. So this complete number has got to go down. So let's write that. It's going to look a little bit funny. You can start backwards or go forwards, but it is key that you understand that this complete number goes down. So I'm just going to write backwards. So the 6 is going to go down, and then the 2, and then the 0. And of course, there's your number, 0.26 over 1,000. And because that 0 is in front of that 2, and there's no other numbers there, there's no 4 here, well, there's no 5 here, there's no other numbers, we can just pretend that 0 is not there. So really, it's just like saying 26 thousandths. I thought for my final teaching phase, we better do a number that's perhaps a little bit tricky. Oh. And we're back. I thought for my final teaching phase we should do a number that's a little bit tricky. What if you've just got 0.28? And you say to me, Mr. Burns, I'm looking for my thousandths column because I know I've got to put the complete number down all the way up from the thousandths if we're going to be using fractions over 1,000 over here. But Mr. Burns, there's no number there. What do I do? Well, in that case, you just pop down what is known as a placeholder, guys, because you do have to deal with the thousandths column, even though it looks like there's nothing there. But there really is, and there's actually a 0 there. Now, you couldn't put down a 0 if there was a 1 here or something. You couldn't do that. But because there's no other value after the thousandths, you can. So we can treat this as 2 tenths, 8 hundredths, and 0 thousandths. And that means over here we just write down 280. And now a common mistake, a lot of you would just do this. A lot of you would just go 28. Because you wouldn't put this 0 down here. And no, 28 would be wrong. It's not 28. 28 actually looks like this. That's the value for 28, right? And we don't have that value. This is what we've got. We've got 0.28 and we're dealing with thousands. So we've got to pop down a 0 in the place, a 0 in the thousands column to act as a placeholder, and then we can write this complete number over here. So it becomes 280 over 1,000. Let's try and do some together. Here you go, guys. We're doing them together now. Here's a nice easy one for you. 0.421. All the columns are filled, which makes it easy because we're going all the way down to the thousandths, are we? And we're dealing with thousands over here. So, what are we going to write? What are we going to write? We've got the tenths. We've got the hundreds, and most important, we've got the thousands. Let's import this whole number over. So what should it be? I hope that you got 421 over 1,000. That's the same value. Here you go. I've done a tricky one for you. We're still in the together phase. Right, you've got to turn this number, 0.42, into thousandths. Now what some of you are going to do, you're going to just go, oh, 42, boom, 42. No, wrong, because you've got to deal with this column. There is nothing in the thousandths column. And if you're going to make a fraction over here that's all about thousandths, you've got to have something in there. Let me give you a hint. What should go there? Got a placeholder. Okay, so what are you going to do? Right, I hope you've worked out, because we're dealing with thousands and we're doing thousandths over here, it's got to have a placeholder of 0 there. And now, because we've got a value in our thousandths column, we can import that whole number over. 420 over 1,000. Okay guys, we're in the try phase now. You can have a go at this all by yourself. Do have a go. Pause me and see how you went. Okay, I hope that you paused me. The answer you should have gotten was 321 over 1,000. What about this one? 0.52. How many thousandths is that? Pause me and have a go. I wonder if you were tricked, guys. Because we're dealing with thousandths, we needed to have a value in the thousandths column. So I hope you popped a 0 in there, in which case then you can move this whole numeral over, which makes it 520. If you got 52, you were wrong. You were wrong. But if you got that, you're right. I'm going to give you a really hard one just to see how you're going. Don't feel bad if you get it wrong, because I haven't really taught you this one. But it is an extension of what we're doing. What are you going to do with this? Now, I know we're in the try phase, but let me give you a hint. You can't just put down 4. We've got to remember we're dealing with the thousandths. Okay, go on, have a go. The value is 0.4. Turn it into a fraction over 1,000. Okay, I hope you paused me. What you should have done is added a placeholder there, and a placeholder there. So then you could have, then you've got your value in your thousands column, and so it would just be 400 over 1,000. Okay guys, I hope that has been helpful in converting decimals into fractions. Thanks for watching.